Hello and welcome on to this week's Q&A. Last week I talked to you about the pros and cons of using a kiln to fire your fingerprint jewellery. So this week I have a question from Lois in the UK who wants to start her own fingerprint jewellery and ceramic keepsakes business, and she wants to know, can she use the same kiln to fire her fingerprint jewellery as her ceramics? Thank you, Lois. This is a really great question and one that I get asked a lot. And I'm going to start by answering which of our products you need a kiln for and which ones you don't. First of all, you don't need a kiln at all for doing 3D baby casting or 2D baby prints. So this offers a very low cost startup option and is a great place to start if you're on a limited budget. You will need a ceramic kiln if you want to get involved in making ceramic handprints or pottery prints. So the startup cost for these products is a little higher, but the profit margins and return on investment on these products is very good. You'll also need a small jewellery kiln for firing any type of silver clay jewellery, and whilst you can fire your silver clay jewellery in the larger ceramic kiln, I wouldn't recommend it, and here's why. Metal clay jewellery and ceramics need to be fired at different temperatures and for different lengths of time. Ceramics need to be fired at a much higher temperature and much slower than metal clay, and therefore a ceramic kiln wouldn't be at all efficient for firing your metal clay jewellery. The process of firing silver clay jewellery in a small jewellery kiln will only take about 40 minutes, whereas firing it in a larger ceramic kiln could take anything up to 24 hours. A ceramic kiln also takes a lot longer to cool down, delaying the time for you to be able to remove your jewellery and get it to your customers. This means that using a ceramic kiln to fire your silver clay jewellery is not time or cost effective. But just to be clear, the cost of firing the two kilns that I personally use and recommend is actually very low. But if you want to know more about this, please click to download my free guide and you'll have access to all of this information. So Lois, I hope that this has answered your question. So although you can use the ceramic kiln to fire both of these product ranges, I wouldn't recommend it for reasons of time and cost effectiveness. I hope that you've enjoyed this week's Q&A, and if you want to get weekly tips and advice on starting your own keepsake business, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget, if you've got any questions at all that you'd like to ask me about starting your own home business, please leave them in the comments below and I'll do my very best to answer them. I hope that you've enjoyed this week's Q&A, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.